Okay, so welcome everyone to our fourth webinar that is called uh, Unlock the Power of OpenBIM. So this is a term actually I listen a lot in last couple of years, and I thought, okay, let's we discover and share the knowledge with you guys. So today we are going to talk about the OpenBIM and the main topics there will be that what exactly the OpenBIM is and how does it work. The first topic will be there. Then second is where did OpenBIM standards came from. Third topic will be the software leads IFC and what IFC basically is and how does it work. Then we will be talking about the brief timeline of IFC and can you edit it or not. Then there is something about BlenderBIM and how we are going to coordinate the pupil process and tools in OpenBIM. Then what are some of the challenges with OpenBIM for file format such as IFC and there are so many. Okay, and how can OpenBIM benefit for my organization and myself? So these are the topics we are going to talk about today. Okay, so now OpenBIM, interesting one. So, okay, uh, here we are. So we have the first slide of our presentation. So if you are in the design and construction industry, then you might have heard the term OpenBIM. But what actually is OpenBIM and how important it is and why should we care about it? Okay, so at its core, OpenBIM basically is a vendor-neutral collaborative approach. It makes use of vendor-neutral file formats such as IFC, that stands for Industry Foundation Class. I'll be using the term IFC again and again. So here the full form of IFC is Industry Foundation Class. So it's a vendor neutral process, vendor neutral file format and shared application programming interface, that is APIs, to facilitate coordination between various software application and hardware solution. So you can say that it's a file format that is shareable between most of the software applications. And we are going to discuss this in depth. I'll share some data over it. Next, OpenBIM has been defined as a universal approach to the collaborative design, realization and operations of the building based on open standard and workflows. So it is mainly about the open standards. Again, it allows project team members to participate in BIM regardless of the software tools they use. It promotes a transparent and collaborative open workflow, create a common language for widely referenced process, and provide enduring project data for throughout the asset of life cycle. Okay. Now, next is OpenBIM allows building information modeling to focus on workflow compatible rather than data. Compatibility and means that the project team members can select based on the capability rather than their particular brand of software. For instance, I was using Civil 3D for road design before, okay? And there is someone that don't know the Civil 3D software, but he is very much compatible with OpenRoads. Both of the softwares are for road design, and let's say that user is also good in the designing. So it doesn't mean that he cannot work, he or she cannot work on a software on a project. If he is using OpenRoad and I am using Civil 3D, if we export our file to IFC, both of the files will be having the same format, and that can be imported to your checking tools such as Solibri and Navisworks and Navigator. Both of the files can export the same thing. Both of the software, Civil 3D and OpenRoad, can export IFC, and that IFC can be imported to your uh, checking softwares. Now, as a result, team members can use the software that best suits their need and are better able to retain control over their own designing data while still being able to collaborate with others. Okay, it also means that similar software vendors are better able to compete with larger vendors. So the smaller vendors, doesn't matter who they are, if they developed a software for road design, they can certify themselves for IFC, and they are free to launch to the market to means their softwares, and the export of IFC will be similar than the big vendors are in the market. Okay, then the OpenBIM movement or OpenBIM program was launched. Basically, it's a history of it. Was launched by software vendors such as Tekla, Graphisoft. I remember one name is there. Autodesk is also there, to promote open collaborative workflow that is achieved using open branding support, supported by definitions, requirements, and best practices. The OpenBIM logo certifies that the software solution, design, practice, or project meet the requirement of open collaboration. So there is a certification for OpenBIM, and I had a look last night to that table. It was almost 200, more than 200 vendors has been certified by OpenBIM. They are free to export the IFC. They are being certified. Okay, then the OpenBIM network is an open and non-product specific UK based group initiated by Building Smart. So you'll be listening Building Smart a lot while you are talking about OpenBIM. UKI to coordinate the promotion of OpenBIM in architectural, engineering, and construction industry. In June 2013, the OpenBIM network and Building Smart UKI announced that they was merging their operations. Now it become Building Smart now. Okay, so we will be talking about the history. Where did OpenBIM standard came from? So again, OpenBIM originated from Building Smart Alliance, a consortium of construction companies, software developers, and other interested parties. The goal of the Building Smart Alliance is to develop open standards for information management in construction industry. Okay, then the first OpenBIM standard was released in 2006, and since then, OpenBIM has been an upward position. There are now several OpenBIM software tools available, each with own set of strengths and weaknesses. So next is Building Smart provide a list of the certified IFC applications. There are over almost 200, I told you, OpenBIM compliant software product on the market. And I will be sharing after this presentation, I will be sharing with you the list of that software vendors. Now, OpenBIM software, the third point was OpenBIM software leads IFC. So what is IFC in BIM? So IFC stand for, as I told you before, Industry Foundation Class is when a project requires multiple designers to collaborate on files in various formats and exchange information rapidly and accurately. BIM interoperability is put on the test. So I know means some of you was working, let's say, on Autodesk product. Sometime you was exporting your files to DGN formats. So that's a kind of the exchange between two software vendors means you can export your DGN to DWG to DGN, and if you are going to work with 3D environment, you need to have a common format that is called IFC, Industry Foundation Class, and that can be imported and exported in between the different software vendors. Okay, after all, what should you do if you are the architect working in Revit and someone sends you a PLN file, such as ArchiCAD file, I think it is stand for. This is where OpenBIM or IFC steps in. IFC is a standard that helps to define how BIM data should be structured. This data can be geometry, can be information about the object, and more. So here you can see a schema, that is the IFC schema from Building Smart. And here I am sharing. You can have a look on Building Smart website. The official IFC data schema standards can be found in ISO 16739-1 2018. That will be replaced by ISO EWI 16791. To put it simply, it means that you can confidentially exchange information between the two BIM software programs that use IFC. This is massively advantage, because it allows you to use the best software for each task without worrying about the compatibility issue. What does this all mean for you? It means that if you want to be part of the future of design and construction, you need to start learning about IFC BIM and OpenBIM. Okay, next we are concerned now. Next is, here we go, brief IFC timeline. So IFC in 1996, the first version of IFC was published, aptly called IFC 1.0. In 2006, it marks the most well-known version of the IFC. It's called IFC 2x3 or 2x3 or 2x3, whatever you want to pronounce it. Yeah, I know the IFC naming convention just got weird. In 2013, IFC 4.0 came into the market with modification and updates. And in 2022, IFC 4.3 was submitted to ISO with additional data for rail and infrastructure. And furthermore, IFC 5.0 is also under process. Okay. The future of IFC is 5.0. The IFC data schema must develop within industry trends toward digital twin and be less focusing on file-based approach. And this is where IFC 5 comes into the picture. Okay. Next, can you edit the IFC BIM file? So it is easy to feel a little overwhelmed by all of the IFC versions and IFC terminology, isn't it? It sounds very officially, probably inflexible, non-proprietary, which is good, and likely also uneditable, right? How many of you think that IFC is editable or not? Can you please put it into the chat? I just want to have your opinion. Can we edit IFC?
I think so. No, sir.
No. Okay.
I
Anyone
don't
else? If you're a bit shy to talk, okay, no issue. You can. Can we edit IFC? It's a simple question. Okay, we cannot edit. Cannot. Okay. No idea. No issue. Okay, so, well, it is debunk a widespread misconception that a frequently heard question or statement about if you can edit an IFC or not. So if IFC is like a PDF, it is not editable, right? IFC files cannot be modified, thus they are completely useless, right? If we cannot modify those, they are completely useless. This is false. I tell you, this is totally false. IFC files can be modified if desired. The IFC standard defines a BIM data model, not a user interface. This means that different OpenBIM softwares, programs can present and use the same IFC data in different ways and edit it For example, one program might show an IFC file as a set of objects in three-dimensional space, while another program might show the same IFC as a set of the numbers and questions, However, both programs would be able to edit the IFC BIM data because they both understand the OpenBIM standard. So if you want to edit an IFC, you need to use OpenBIM compatible softwares. So the software that are compatible with OpenBIM uh, can edit your IFC files. Next, there is something called BlenderBIM. An excellent option for this is BlenderBIM to edit your IFC. It allows user to create, edit, and export IFC files. BlenderBIM has been gaining in popularity, and we believe that it has a lot of potential. I personally went through the software. BlenderBIM is free and open source, and it runs on popular open source blending softwares. Okay. So here is a picture I'm sharing with you on my screen. And BlenderBIM is still in development. So it might lack some feature you can found in other BIM software. However, I think BlenderBIM is developing more quickly than many other popular tools on the market. You can check your own OpenBIM editing softwares. If you are interested in learning more, you can go to BlenderBIM and can research a bit on their tool. Next, we are talking about uh, coordination of people, process, and tools. So one of the goals of OpenBIM is to promote collaboration between the different disciplines, such as architect, engineer, construction, and facility managers as well. So OpenBIM is not just about software or standards. It is also about people and process. So to do this, OpenBIM promotes a collaborative model-based coordination workflow. This is where all disciplines work together to create a single BIM model that fits together without error, omissions, and clashes. This model can be used by everyone involved in project to coordinate their work and avoid conflicts. Model-based coordination is huge advantage because it reduced errors and save the times. It also promotes the communication and collaboration. That is the key, I feel, between the different disciplines, different stakeholders, which can only be a good thing. I personally think about it. So, but how OpenBIM help us here especially? Well, there is where this some other BCF etc. come into the picture, but we are not concerned about BCF right now. Next point I am going to talk is what are some of the challenges with OpenBIM format and IFC? So while many of the industry believe that OpenBIM is a revolution and essential, some skip this, So many people are also intimidated by learning new terms like OpenBIM, IFC, and BCF. Many teams also fears the data loss when transferring files between the different applications. For example, exporting IFC from modeling software such as Revit to import it into the software such as ArchiCAD, Civil 3D, OpenRoads can cause the loss of the information creative natively. It should be noted that the IFC was not intended to round-trip proprietary data format to IFC and back again, and sometimes not all the software support the latest IFC versions you might need. Okay, as you learn more about BIM workflow and interoperability, it becomes evident that IFC can be pretty helpful if you are familiar with the limits. For this, test must be carried out to ensure that the IFC format can be used in each specific case. There are also crucial initiatives like OpenCDE API for building smart and open document transfer method for CDs. CDs stand for common data environment. I will be talking more about CDE and its pro and history and whatever in depth. I'm going to talk about CDE in depth in my upcoming sessions. And we will discuss further about it. But now the next question was, how can BIM benefit my company and me? Well, we all know that collaboration is essential, or especially for the design and construction project, and OpenBIM can help your company to play a nicely with others, a nice role with others. There are many benefits of using OpenBIM, including, first of all, reduced costs. So OpenBIM help you to reduce the cost. Basically, OpenBIM software is often free or very affordable. This can save your company a lot of the money in long term. It increased the efficiency. OpenBIM allowed team members to work together more efficiently, leading to the shorter project timelines and reduced cost, improved communication. With OpenBIM, all the stakeholders have access to the same information, which leads to better communication and fewer misunderstandings. So this is what all was about OpenBIM. There you can see some other points such as the interoperability, cost effectiveness, efficiency, risk factor, and sustainability. Transparency and accountability, collaboration, and communication is a key for BIM. So that's all for OpenBIM from my side, and thank you very much for your time. Now the portal is open for your question. I'll stop the recording here. Thank you. Any question? If you
So
are
you
feeling,
told
yeah.
you told the data will not be lost in IFC models. So
Mm-hmm,
sometime if we have a lower version of Revit and we
mm-hmm,
convert into IFC and bring to a new one, the higher versions,
mm-hmm.
some data is lost. How we
I
can?
Okay, I completely agree. I completely agree. And for that, I will be sharing one minute. I am sharing my screen again with you guys. 1 minute, allow me a moment. Here we go. Sharing. Is my screen sharing with you or not?
No, sir.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen, show captions, share screen two. So so here you see, and better I'll share my first screen. Sorry. New share screen one, share. So for that one, you see here these entities, IFC certified participant.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you'll go to this list, I am going to make it a bit easy for you. 1 minute. I am going to share something with you. IFC certified participant. So see this one. Basically, this spreadsheet is nothing but for a copy paste from this IFC certified participant. If you can find it on Building Smart website, and just search for IFC certified participant. So if you'll go there, you will see the following. So which software you was talking about?
Revit.
Revit. So go here and say Revit. So you will see that Revit has the certification for the following schemas.
Mm-hmm.
So Autodesk Revit is certified for IFC 4, and it is
Okay.
MEP reference exchange. So you need to check that which software you are using, and is
Mm.
it certified for that specific schema, and
Okay.
the schema is IFC 4. So you should use the IFC 4 schema,
Mm-hmm.
not earlier than this. So you can see IFC 2.203, that is for Autodesk Revit architecture. So it is certified for IFC 2.3, and it can be it can work import, and further it was it started on 2010, and it was completed in 2015. And further you can check the links there where it will explain you, means what exactly is there for this IFC. You can have a
Okay.
look on this. Okay, you see this
Mm-hmm.
one,
Mm-hmm.
members, beams, concept tutorial, and everything you'll find here. So it's a document that explains you, means for what it is being certified and what exactly the picture is. So have a look on this. I will share with you the 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 websites for this. Okay. Yes. Any further question?
In maybe next session, you show some examples also, how
Yeah,
you
I was
convert the F.
supposed I was supposed to show you some examples,
Hmm,
but just because of some other office works and studies, sorry, I
hmm,
was not able to get them on my table here.
hmm,
So
hmm,
in our upcoming session,
hmm,
we will be talking about the examples and the case studies. I'm going to prepare the case study for
hmm.
OpenBIM, and I will be sharing with you guys very soon.
Sure, sure.
Yeah. And it is worth to share, means only a simple explanation over the slides
Mhm,
cannot be useful until or unless I am not sharing with you the real life examples. So it was actually scheduled and I was not able to get the proper data on table. That's why it is without the example. But in our upcoming sessions,
mhm,
I will be talking more about the practicals and so on and so forth. And furthermore, your comments are more valuable, that about what you want to listen, or either I should go in my way. Means we talk about what exactly the BIM is, the basic concepts, and we have some other topics as well. But what exactly you want to know about BIM, just drop me a message over WhatsApp, and I can arrange the webinars about it. Because of we talk about the introductions, and now we are talking about the open BIM. So what exactly your interest is, you can register on WhatsApp, and I will have a look on that.
it will be very good if you share some, for example, any BIM project.
Okay.
So how you start a BIM project? Is it started
Oh,
from
that's
initial stage,
wonderful. Mm-hmm.
matlab, even from a survey plan. So how you which software is used for doing special tasks?
Okay.
If
I got.
for example, if someone architectural work is going in Revit and its
Mm-hmm.
structure is complex and someone is doing in Tekla, so how will be dealing with these two softwares?
Okay, I got your point.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I have developed a course material,
Mm-hmm.
and it will be actually it will take further more time, and there I will be talking about the overview of ISO 19650 series. The second
Yeah.
topic will be, and it's not let me share it with you. I'm just sharing my screen so that I'll give you uh in depth. 1 minute desktop or wherever. So understanding the ISO. So it's all about basically ISO 19650 series. So 1 minute, I am getting it and
Sorry,
sharing
your
the
screen
screen.
is not showing.
Yeah, I am sharing my screen. Allow me a moment, please. Sharing the screen. So you can see it now.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is the course material we are going to talk. First of all, we will be talking about the ISO 19650 series, what exactly it is, and I'll be explaining it. I'll be explaining you the basic principles of it, and the different, the part of ISO, and then the national annex I will be talking, and then the benefit of 19650 series. Then we will be talking about the concept and principle, the information management process. Then we will be talking about the assessment and the needs, and you can see a lot is there. So I am developing this material for you guys, the procurement phase, planning phase, production phase, project closeout, trainings and certifications. So I am not going to give you any certificate, but I'll give you the knowledge about it. So
Yeah, sure.
so we will be talking, it's like very much in depth, and it will take almost 10 to 20 hours of training. So I am developing it, and it will be very soon on the table.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything further?
Not gonna, maybe next session.
For sure, for sure. And for your information, next session could be a bit late because of it's my
Uh,
final year and I'm going to submit my thesis. So like 2 months, I'm very much busy with those.
Next session, when will we conduct, sir?
I think after a couple of months.
Oh,
Yeah. So I'm recording I'm stopping my recordings here. 1 minute.